here at Mowers and Blowers. We push them into the garage, but they come out driving.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry. Mowers and Blowers. Sales have been really slow, but I did get somebody who is interested in one of my two Badger self-propelled, brand new in the box, 21-inch battery-powered lawnmowers. I did a review, and of course I've got plenty of mowers, so I put this up for $300. It's about $500 retail. Comes with two 40-volt lithium-ion batteries, self-propelled too, and it's really actually pretty nice. Anyway, some guy wants to buy it for $300. Let's get rid of it. God knows I need the room. The good thing about electric mowers, it's very lightweight. Let's see if we sell this for $300. So he didn't want the box. As you guys also probably saw on time lapse, that I forgot to bring the bagger. So I had to come back home and bring it back the bagger for him. So the guy that I sold it to, his name is Jerry. Really super nice guy. You ready for this? He works for Makita. And not only is he buying this for himself to use, but he's probably gonna make a video comparing it to one of Makita products in a YouTube video. How about that? Who knows? Maybe I'll do a Makita products from now on, huh? Maybe they'll sponsor the channel. So he gave me $300, and it all went very well. Guy was a super nice guy. Oh, he also gave me something. He gave me a pair of brand new Makita gloves. They're a little big for me, but really nice quality gloves. So thanks, Jerry. As you saw from time lapse, Sean came to pick up the Lindenhurst marching band hauler tractor because he wanted me to tune it up and get the carburetor running, because he says that it stalled and it was running really bad. And of course, you saw from the last episode, we had this red fibers and stuff, powdery stuff that was in the gas tank that Sean discovered, and I thought he was crazy, but in fact it was blocking the fuel lines. And so when I blew it out and unclogged it, red stuff came out. Still don't know what it is. I think it was sabotage. But anyway, they came to pick it up. I had tested this thing for like 2-3 days and it ran just perfect. But for some crazy reason, after the first 5 minutes of me pulling it to the thing so they could take it away, it started running really badly and I couldn't figure out why. Also, when you shut it off, it wasn't leaking from the bowl, but rather the mouth of the carburetor, right? And it was going into the intake and eventually out the exhaust port. And when you started it up after that, after it sit for a little while, fuel would just shoot out of the muffler. So we've got something going on with that carburetor that I put on there. I'm almost considering getting the old carburetor and fixing the gasket, because that problem was because the bowl gasket was worn and it was leaking from the bowl. I have additional pressure on me to get this thing running absolutely perfect, because Sean told me that they were going to enter this tractor into like a competition for the marching band at MetLife Stadium, where the Giants and the Jets play, and that you can't have anything dripping on their turf, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise they'll get kicked out. So any oil or fuel cannot be leaking from the carburetor or the muffler. So I got to figure this thing out. So that's a lot of pressure for me, you know what I mean? Before I was just like, get running. but now it's got to be absolutely perfect. And so, I mean, it's possible that some of those red fibers got into the new carburetor before I found out about it, right? And some fibers are either clogging the needle and seat and not seating completely perfect, or there could be residue on the bottom causing it to go up the emulsion tube or blocking the emulsion tube so that fuel isn't free flowing up there, thus the engine not running correctly. I'm going to start it up right now and show you what I'm talking about. I've been running this tractor for like hours, so it's out of fuel again. Gas tank is squeaky clean. Got some gas in it, about an inch or so worth. Just gonna pour the rest of this in there. Now, HIPA did send me another carburetor. Perhaps the one that I put on there wasn't drilled out correctly or something. It started to surge again. As you guys know, with engines that are old, usually the matching carburetor that was with the original engine has the same kind of wear as the engine. When you put a new carburetor on, the factory jets are drilled to factory, not used to an old engine that has made the holes bigger over time and wear, you know? And that could be it too, but not likely. As you can see, the fuel shutoff is on. I'm going to put this cardboard here right underneath the carburetor as well as the muffler so that we can clearly see if there are any drips of fuel. So I'm going to open this fuel valve up on so that now fuel should be free flowing into the carburetor. And when I start this up, it's going to be at full throttle because it was surging so much that I had to adjust the idle screw to be at full throttle, and it was running great. But there is no idle. You can't lower it. It's one speed. So I might have to return that to its original form while I troubleshoot this. But as you can see right now, just as I was talking, fuel should be filling up that bowl. And we're going to try to start it up and see whether or not you see any fuel shoot out of the muffler. We don't want that. I have a feeling I have to take the carburetor off, open it up, and see if there's any stuff that's clogging it. Choke. Uh-oh. Now the starter doesn't work. I mean, it's working, but it's not moving up. That's weird, man. There we go. Needs a little bit of Earl on the Bendix gear is all. Runs great now, but as you did see, there is something going on with the carburetor because on the first start there was fuel that poured out of the muffler. But I mean, it runs really well now, and I just returned the idle back to normal again and the fuel mixture screw back to normal again, and it runs great, and it doesn't surge. When the guys were here to pick it up, it was surging. I don't get it, man. I'm gonna take that carburetor off and check out the bowl. Okay, look. Carburetor is completely filling up with fuel. Something's not seating. That's why we're getting fuel shooting out the muffler, because fuel is continuously flowing. Something's wrong with the needle and seat and float. Okay, I found the problem. Bowl is clear. Had a little bit of black stuff in it. That's from these hoses, these fuel lines. They're old. Check that out. Look inside the brass seat. Okay, you ready? First of all, you can see residue of red plastic stuff. Look in the seat. The seat is clogged with red stuff. That's why the needle was not seating properly. Ridiculous. That should be the problem. I'm going to clean all this stuff out. There's the emulsion. It's okay. But yeah, filled with this red stuff in there. This red stuff is the cause of all the problems. Just to be sure, I'm going to replace all the fuel lines from the gas tank because I don't want any residue at all. Did it. Changed all fuel lines, changed another fuel filter, changed another fuel shutoff, cleaned out the carb, got rid of that red stuff. Now it should be seating. I'm gonna shut it on, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, let it sit for a while, make sure that there's no leaks or any flooding in the carburetor. Check the oil to make sure that there was no gas in the oil. Dipstick, the oil is right to levels. Smelled the oil, felt the viscosity. There's no gas smell in it, so gas did not get into the crankcase. So the oil's good. I think this is done. I'm gonna let it sit here for a while, make sure it doesn't flood in this area, make sure there are no leaks coming out of the carburetor. It was that red, powdery, plasticky stuff. That was the culprit of the carburetor not getting enough gas because the fuel area was packed with that red stuff. Also the seat where the needle meets. The needle wasn't even seating because it was clogged with that red stuff. That's why it wasn't getting enough fuel. That's why the carburetor was leaking into the muffler. So now I think we corrected everything. There should be absolutely zero remnants of that red stuff because this entire line to the gas tank was completely replaced. And the gas tank itself was cleaned out. Carburetor has been completely cleaned out. There should be no red, powdery, plasticky stuff in this system right here, which means that it should not leak at all. Except from this fuel shutoff. Damn. Is it the hose or the fuel shutoff? Here's another new fuel shutoff. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna turn it off. I can already feel that it's funny because it's loose. So I'm shutting it off, right? Watch. You shouldn't be able to blow anything. So this is another bad fuel shutoff. It's completely useless. Junk. Yeah, I found another fuel shutoff. This one's good. It's rare. This is the bad one. I'm gonna take it apart. This is what inside a fuel shutoff looks like.
know how that works. So there's an O-ring, a thingamajig here. I don't know. You can't tell if there's anything bad or about it. I mean, I don't see anything sheared off or something. It's just not properly made. Maybe the molding inside of here is not tight enough. That's it. That's what a fuel shutoff looks like on the inside. Junk.
Gotta go for a test drive. So far so good. Everything seems to be good. Engine's purring like a kitten now. No fuel leaks. So this thing is supposed to pull like 1,000 pounds. Man, I'm nervous about that. I don't know if a belt-driven transmission can pull 1,000 pounds. I mean, I've seen videos of it pulling boats and stuff on trailers. I'm gonna go around the block. Smoothage. And I'm gonna park it for an hour or two with the fuel shut off, allowing fuel to continuously flow. See if there's any flooding in the carburetor or any leaks. Put cardboard down just to make sure. But I don't think so. I think we cleaned up that carburetor really well. No red fibrous stuff in it to prevent the needle from seating. It is, after all, a new carburetor. We're gonna be good. So this is like the third video I've made on the Lindenhurst marching band hauler tractor. It's been pretty interesting. Did a good job on the lights. There's actually a strip of lights on the inside of the hood.
that should be it. Full test drive at full throttle around the block. I left the air filter off so we can check and see if there's any fuel building up there. Got the cardboard here. Make sure that when you start it up a few more times that no fuel is shooting out the muffler. Make sure that there are no leaks. It is dry. New fuel line. No leaks coming from the new, the fourth fuel shut off and the third fuel filter. New fuel lines go into the gas tank. That's it. I think we did it. We did it! I'll come back to you in a couple hours and see what happens. As long as I have it here, there's been an issue where when you step on the clutch brake and then you let go, it doesn't want to go all the way, meaning the return spring is not strong enough or it's getting hung up on something. So sometimes to make it move, to make the tension arm pulley tighten the belts, you have to use your foot and hook it back more. Feel like it's getting hung up on something, or I mean the spring seems to be strong enough, but it seems like it just gets caught on something underneath that doesn't allow it to go all the way back, so you gotta hook it and pull it back. I'm gonna put it on its side. I know, why are you gonna mess with something that's good right now? But you wanna try to figure it out, right? So I'm gonna put it on its side and we're gonna figure it out. So here it is. This is the rod that pivots. When you push down on the thing, that's how it works. And the spring seems to be good. I think what we should do is just oil it all a little bit, get it smoother. I'm gonna oil this spring and this whole mechanism that pivots, and make sure the pulleys spin easily. I was thinking that this thing gets in the way of that, but it's not. See how this is kind of bent? This is only the brake bar. Nothing to do with it. Just to prevent it from binding. But I don't see anything wrong with it. That also protects the spring from any more rust when you coat everything with oil. Yeah, it looks okay. Everything looks all right to me. Pulleys move. They're not messed up. He also has a light strip down here too, for the shadow. It's cool. At my mom's house, figure I'd go see her and need to mow the lawn. So the battery on the Black Beauty is not too good. I had to jump start it, and now I just stopped it to get the camera, and it stalled, and we'll start back up again. But this JF Egwell thing, 6,000 amp, has always been extremely reliable. Keep it in your car for like a year, and you turn it on today, it says 100%. Didn't take long. Looks much nicer now. That's no good. Anyways, Sean and Glenn are picking up the machine. Runs great. Good luck to them on the competition. I hope nothing happens.
Thank you, Henry. Take care.
Anytime, man. Good luck on the competition.
Thank you. We'll let you know how
I
it goes.
hope I never see it again.
I told you it doesn't want to leave. We'll
All
let
right.
you know how it goes. We'll send you a video.
See you guys next time.
On mowers and blowers.
Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye.